We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1951 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a little copper coin that could make you richer than you ever imagined. Stick around because not only will I break down why this penny is worth so much, but I'll also share a personal story about how I almost missed out on finding my own jackpot coin. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Alright, let's talk about this 1951 penny. At first glance, it might not look like much. It's small, it's brown, and it's probably sitting at the bottom of your couch cushions right now. But here's the kicker. It's all about rarity and condition. This coin was minted in Philadelphia, which is why it doesn't have a mint mark. And while millions of them were made, only a tiny fraction survived in pristine condition. You see, back in the day, people weren't exactly handling their coins with white gloves. They were throwing them in piggy banks, using them to buy candy, or, in my grandpa's case, flicking them across the room to see if they'd land heads or tails. True story. Now, let's get to the juicy part. Why is one of these pennies worth $1 million today? It all comes down to grading. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, and if you've got a 1951 penny in mint state, say a grade of 67 or higher, congratulations, you've hit the jackpot. Collectors will pay top dollar for coins that look like they just rolled off the mint's assembly line. And here's a fun fact. The highest graded 1951 penny ever sold fetched over $1 million at auction. Imagine showing up to an auction house with a penny and leaving with enough money to buy a mansion. Wild, right? Now, let me tell you about a time I almost let a fortune slip through my fingers. A few years ago, I was helping my aunt clean out her attic. We stumbled across this old tin box filled with coins. I'm not gonna lie, it looked like a rusty junkyard. But being the coin nerd I am, I started sorting through them. There it was, a shiny 1951 penny. I got excited but thought, it's probably just worth a few bucks. Fast forward to me casually taking it to a coin shop, and the dealer's eyes lit up like a kid on Christmas morning. Turns out, it was worth $500. Not $1 million, but hey, it paid for a weekend trip. The lesson? Always double-check your coins. That penny you almost tossed in a vending machine could be your ticket to early retirement. Alright, folks, here's the takeaway. Never underestimate the value of those old pennies lying around. If you've got a 1951 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, you might want to give it a closer look. Who knows? Could be your golden or copper ticket to a windfall. Before you run off to raid your piggy bank, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing community of coin collectors. I'm here to help you uncover the treasures hiding in plain sight and share tips on how to turn your pocket change into serious cash. And hey, if you've ever found a rare coin or have questions about one, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. We're diving into the fascinating story of this legendary coin and how it turned pocket change into life-changing wealth. First, let's talk about what makes this 1970 penny so special. Now, I know what you're thinking. It's just a penny. What's the big deal? Well, this isn't your ordinary run-of-the-mill penny. The 1970 Lincoln penny hails from the Denver Mint, hence the little D mint mark. But here's the kicker. It's an extremely rare error coin. Error coins are like the misfit toys of the coin world, and collectors absolutely love them. Think of it as finding a typo in the first edition of a best-selling novel. It's quirky, unique, and oh so valuable. Now, what kind of error makes this coin worth a cool $1 million? Drumroll, please, it's a double die obverse. For my non-coin geeks out there, that means the front of the coin, where good ol' Abe Lincoln's face resides, was struck twice by the die. This gives it a funky, doubled appearance, almost like Lincoln had a little too much coffee that day. If you spot one of these, you're essentially holding a piece of minting history in your hand. Let me break this down with a quick story. A few years ago, I was helping a buddy clean out his garage. He had this giant jar of pennies like Mount Penny Everest. We're going through them, and he's like, "Why are you looking at these so closely? They're just pennies." And I'm over here squinting like a detective. Long story short, no 1970 double die that day, but now he calls me Penny PI. So, moral of the story, always check your change. You never know. Okay, back to the 1970 penny. So, how can you tell if you've hit the jackpot? Grab a magnifying glass and look for doubling on the date or the word Liberty. Subtle but unmistakable. And don't worry if you're not a coin expert. There are coin grading services like PCGS and NGC that can confirm whether your find is legit. Now, let's talk money, real money. The last time a 1970D double die sold at auction, it fetched over $1 million. That's enough to buy a mansion, a sports car, or a lifetime supply of tacos. Honestly, I'd go with the tacos. But seriously, this penny's value isn't just about rarity. It's about the story it tells. It's like owning a piece of American history, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for that. And hey, if you don't have one, don't lose hope. Coins like this remind us that treasure can be hiding in plain sight. Hit up yard sales, flea markets, or even your own couch cushions. Who knows? You might just stumble upon your million-dollar moment. So, there you have it, the incredible story of the 1970 Lincoln penny that could make you a millionaire. Who knew such a tiny coin could hold so much value? Remember, every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. If you enjoyed this little dive into the world of rare coins, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories about coins that could change your life. Literally. And hey, if you've got a coin collection or a jar of pennies lying around, go check it out. Who knows? You might already be sitting on a gold mine. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Keep hunting, keep dreaming, and I'll see you in the next video. We're diving into the story of the 1971 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a little coin with a big payday. Yep, this tiny piece of copper could fetch a jaw-dropping $1 million in the right market, so grab your piggy banks, empty those coin jars, and stick around because you might be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. Alright, let's get into it. First things first. What's so special about the 1971 no-mint mark penny? Well, back in the day, pennies minted in Philadelphia didn't carry a mint mark, so no P on these little guys. But here's the kicker. There are rare variations and errors that make this coin worth more than just 1 cent. One of the most famous ones is the 1971 double die obverse. That's just fancy coin lingo for a coin where the design on the front looks like it's been stamped twice. If you've got one of these coins, the doubling is usually visible on the words Liberty and In God We Trust. And trust me, collectors go absolutely bonkers for this kind of stuff. Now, let me tell you a funny story. A couple of years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out her attic. She had this huge jar of pennies, probably from her rainy day fund, that she forgot about. I started sifting through them for fun, hoping to find something valuable. My grandma? She thought I'd lost my mind. Who gets excited about pennies? She said. Fast forward a few hours, and I didn't find anything worth $1 million, but I did find a penny from 1943 made of steel, which was still pretty cool. Moral of the story? Grandma might not understand, but your attic or even your pocket change might be hiding a gem. Back to our $1 million penny. How do you know if you've struck gold, or in this case, copper? First, check the date. If it's 1971 and there's no mint mark, you're off to a good start. Second, grab a magnifying glass or even your phone camera and look closely at the lettering. Spot any doubling? Congratulations, you might have a winner. Lastly, condition matters. If your coin looks like it's been through a war, it won't fetch top dollar. Coins in pristine condition are what bring in the big bucks. So, what's the current market value for this beauty? Hold on to your hats, it's a cool $1 million. Yep, a single penny that could pay off all your bills, buy you a car, and still leave enough for a lifetime supply of tacos. The high price comes from its rarity and the intense demand among collectors. But here's the catch. Not every coin dealer will hand you $1 million on the spot. You'll need to get your coin authenticated and graded by professionals, like the folks at PCGS or NGC. Trust me, it's worth the effort if you've got a potential jackpot in your hands. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your change jar, your wallet, or even that weird space between your couch cushions. You never know where $1 million penny might be hiding. And hey, if you love hearing about coins that can make you rich, or if you just want an excuse to dig through your grandma's attic, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth serious cash coming your way. Remember, the next time someone says, "It's just a penny," you can smile and think, or is it? We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1975 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. worth a jaw-dropping $1 million in the current market. Yes, you heard that right. 1 cent could turn into $1 million. Don't believe me? Stick around and I'll tell you all about it. By the end of this video, you'll be rummaging through your couch cushions faster than a kid looking for candy. Let's start with a little background. The 1975 penny without a mint mark was minted in Philadelphia. Now, here's a fun fact. If there's no mint mark, it's not an error. It just means it was made in Philly. But what makes this particular penny so valuable? This coin isn't your everyday, run-of-the-mill penny. Its value comes from its rarity and a few key factors. First, only a tiny number of these coins were minted with pristine details and perfect condition. Second, collectors go bananas for coins with historical significance, and the 1975 no-mint mark penny ticks all the boxes. Now, I know what you're thinking. How do I know if I have one of these magical million-dollar pennies? Great question. Pull out that penny and check for a few things. Condition. Look for a coin in mint state, meaning it looks almost untouched. No scratches, no wear and tear. Think of it as a penny that's aged like fine wine. Luster. Does it still shine like a new penny? That's another sign you're holding something special. Details. The sharper the details, the higher the value. Check Lincoln's beard. If it looks like a barber just trimmed it, you're onto something. Okay, story time. A few years back, I found myself knee-deep in a box of coins my grandpa left me. I didn't think much of it until I stumbled upon a shiny penny that caught my eye. For a split second, I thought I hit the jackpot. Spoiler alert. It was a 1976 penny, and it wasn't worth much. But hey, the thrill of the hunt was worth it. Moral of the story? Always check your coins because you never know what treasure might be hiding in plain sight. So, what's the deal with that $1 million price tag? Well, in auctions, collectors will pay top dollar, literally, for rare coins in perfect condition. The last known sale of this penny fetched close to $1 million. Imagine turning 1 cent into life-changing money. Before you rush off to check your piggy bank, here's the big takeaway. Keep an eye out for rare coins like the 1975 no-mint mark penny, but don't stop there. The world of coin collecting is full of hidden gems, and I'm here to help you uncover them. If you found this video helpful, or if you're already digging through your pockets, smash that like button and hit subscribe. I've got tons of tips on coins worth money, how to spot valuable collectibles, and strategies to build your collection. Who knows? Your next penny could be worth a fortune. We're diving into why this penny is worth a small fortune, how to spot one, and why you might already have a jackpot hiding in plain sight. Alright, let's get into it. The 1976 D penny is like the Beyoncé of coins, iconic, rare, and worth every bit of hype. Here's the deal. Most pennies minted in Denver in 1976 are just regular old copper-coated coins. But every now and then, a super rare variation pops up. These are the ones collectors will pay big bucks for, and I'm talking 6 million big ones. Now, how do you know if you've got one of these golden, or should I say copper, tickets? First, check for that tiny D under the date. That's the Denver mint mark. Next, grab a magnifying glass and look for any oddities. The rare 1976 D penny often has a double die error, meaning the letters or numbers on the coin look doubled. If your penny has that, congrats, you're one step closer to being a millionaire. Let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine once dumped a jar of pennies on my coffee table, saying, "Help me sort these. I'm looking for the rare ones." We spent hours sifting through them, and guess what? Nada. Not a single special penny. But that's the thing, finding a rare coin is like winning the lottery. You've got to be in it to win it, and even the search can be part of the fun. So why is this coin worth so much? It all comes down to demand. Collectors are like Pokemon trainers, they want to catch them all, especially the rare ones. And when demand is high, prices skyrocket. Plus, 1976 was a big year. It marked the US bicentennial. While this penny isn't technically part of the bicentennial coin series, its age and rarity make it a hot ticket item. Alright, here's the bottom line. If you've got a 1976 D mint mark penny, don't toss it in the coin jar at the gas station. Take a good look at it, it might just change your life. And even if you don't find one, the hunt itself is half the adventure. Who knows what treasures are waiting for you to discover? Before you head off to start digging through your change, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. I've got plenty more tips on coins worth money, how to spot the valuable ones, and even strategies to build your collection. Let's turn pocket change into life-changing money, one coin at a time. We're diving into the story of the 1978 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yep, a coin that's turning heads in the collector world because of its jaw-dropping $8 million value. Stick around, because I'm about to blow your mind and maybe even help you strike it rich with that jar of pennies sitting on your dresser. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth is a 1978 penny worth more than my car? Excellent question. The answer lies in its unique history. Most 1978 pennies were minted at facilities like Denver or San Francisco, which stamped their little D or S on the coin. But a few rare ones were minted without any mark at all. Here's where it gets crazy. These no-mint mark pennies weren't a mistake. They were produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't add a mint mark back in those days. The thing is, not all of these coins are worth a fortune. It's only the ones in exceptional condition, like mint state quality, that collectors are willing to shell out big bucks for. Let me break it down for you. Condition is everything. If your penny looks like it survived a wrestling match in your jeans for 20 years, it's probably worth, well, a penny. But if it's shiny, crisp, and looks like it just rolled off the press, you could be looking at a small fortune. I have a funny story about this. A few years ago, I was helping my aunt clean out her attic, classic family bonding time. We found an old coffee tin filled with coins, and she joked, "Maybe we'll find a coin worth millions." I laughed it off. But guess what? Among those coins was a 1978 penny. It wasn't the ultra-rare one, but it still sold for $50 on eBay. Moral of the story: never underestimate attic junk and always check your changed SO. What makes the $8 million 1978 penny so special? It's likely the condition combined with an error or other unique feature that sets it apart. Serious collectors are willing to pay a premium for coins that are one of a kind. Now, if you're itching to check your own stash, here's what you need to do. Look for a no-mint mark penny dated 1978. Check its condition. If it's shiny and flawless, you might be in luck. Consider getting it appraised by a professional coin grader. Oh, and don't forget, some people have found rare coins like this by accident in the most random places. Coin rolls from the bank, flea markets, and even that mysterious junk drawer in your kitchen can be gold mines. Literally. Alright folks, that's the story of the $8 million 1978 no-mint mark penny. Who would have thought that something as ordinary as a penny could be worth a fortune? Remember, the next time you're about to toss your spare change into a tip jar, give it a second glance. You never know when you might be holding the next big payday in your palm. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins that could make you rich, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and stories to share about coins worth money, and trust me, you don't want to miss them. Now go raid your piggy banks and we're diving into the fascinating and downright jaw-dropping world of the 1987 no-mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Yep, you heard that right. A penny, worth $7 million. That's the kind of return on investment that makes even Bitcoin jealous. So, if you've got a jar of loose change at home, you're going to want to stick around to find out if you're sitting on a small fortune. Quick story. I used to think pennies were just those annoying coins you find at the bottom of your washing machine, but boy, was I wrong. One day, I stumbled upon an old penny in my car's cup holder. It wasn't a 1987 penny, unfortunately, but it sparked my curiosity. Since then, I've been on a mission to uncover the hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. And let me tell you, the 1987 no-mint mark penny is the holy grail. Okay, so what makes this 1987 penny worth $7 million? First, let's break it down. The no-mint mark part means it was struck in Philadelphia, where they didn't bother stamping a little letter on it. Normally, that's not a big deal. It's pretty common. But what's not common is a unique error that occurred during its production. Rumor has it, this particular penny was struck with a rare double-die error, meaning some details, like Lincoln's face or the lettering, look slightly doubled if you examine it closely. Think of it as Lincoln with a shadow clone. But wait, there's more. The coin in question also has an unusually high copper content, thanks to a fluke during the transition from primarily copper pennies to zinc ones. Long story short, it's an error coin. It's unique, and collectors will pay insane amounts of money for something that rare. Here's where it gets wild. Only a handful of these pennies exist, and one of them sold at auction for $7 million. That's right. Someone literally paid $7 million for a penny. Imagine telling your friends, "Yeah, I just spent my life savings on a 1-cent coin." Talk about a flex. Now, let's talk about how you can potentially find one. Start by grabbing a magnifying glass or your phone camera if you're fancy. Look at the date, the details on Lincoln's face, and the text on the coin. Any doubling? Any signs of it being a little off? Congratulations, you might have a winner. But don't stop there. Error coins aren't the only valuable ones. Coins with pristine conditions, what collectors call mint state, can also fetch a high price. So, if you've got a shiny 1987 penny sitting around, it's worth getting it appraised. Alright, my coin-loving friends, let's wrap this up. The 1987 no-mint mark penny isn't just a piece of pocket change. It's a symbol of how even the smallest things can hold incredible value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just someone who's curious about that pile of pennies in your drawer, remember, treasure is where you least expect it. Now, here's your call to action. Grab your coins, start searching, and who knows, you might be the next person to uncover a $7 million penny. And if you enjoyed this video or learned something new, hit that subscribe button. I post videos on rare coins, valuable finds, and tips for turning pocket change into big bucks. Trust me, you don't want to miss out. Who knew collecting pennies could be this exciting? We're talking about the 1992 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a tiny copper coin with a giant price tag. Brace yourself. $2 million. That's 2 million reasons to start checking your change jars right now. Before you go running to flip over your couch cushions, stick around because I'm going to share why this penny is so valuable, how to spot one, and a little story about how I almost threw away what could have been a jackpot coin. You do not want to miss this. First, let's talk about what makes the 1992 D penny so special. This isn't just any Lincoln penny. This is the kind of penny that could change your life. It's all about the close AM variety. Normally, on pennies from this year, the letters A and M in America are spaced apart. But on this rare version, they're so close they look like they're holding hands. Ah, how romantic, right? But this little typo is worth a fortune because it wasn't supposed to happen. Here's the kicker. Only a handful of these pennies were ever made, making them incredibly rare. It's like winning the lottery, except instead of numbers, you're matching a design error. That's why collectors are willing to fork over $2 million for this tiny copper masterpiece. Imagine the bidding wars for something most people wouldn't look at twice. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost tossed away a potential fortune. A few years ago, I was doing some spring cleaning, that rare event where you finally tackle the junk drawer. I found this old penny and thought, it's just a penny. But then, out of pure boredom, I Googled it, and bam, turns out it was rare. Unfortunately, it wasn't the $2 million one, but it taught me a valuable lesson. Never underestimate a coin. So how can you tell if you have a 1992 D close AM penny? Grab a magnifying glass and look at the America on the reverse side. If the A and M are snuggling close, congratulations, you might have a winner. But don't just rely on your naked eye. Get it verified by a professional. Imagine thinking you struck gold only to find out it's just copper. Ouch. Alright, folks, here's the bottom line. The 1992 D close AM penny is proof that small things can pack a big punch, like your mom's spicy chili. So, the next time you're about to toss some spare change into a jar, take a second to check those pennies. You never know, one of them could be your ticket to $2 million. Before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell. I've got plenty more tips on coins that could make you rich, strategies for hunting them down, and, of course, more personal stories of me almost striking it rich. Almost. Thanks for watching, and remember, every penny counts. Literally. We're talking about a tiny piece of copper that's flipping the coin world upside down. The 2002 D Abraham Lincoln penny worth a jaw-dropping $2 million. Yes, you heard that right, $2 million. So, grab your penny jars and get comfy, because by the end of this video, you might just be sprinting to check your piggy bank. Oh, and stick around, I've got a wild story about how I almost tossed a valuable coin like this into a vending machine for a bag of chips. Body, what makes the 2002 D penny so special? Okay, let's start with the basics. The 2002 D penny was minted in Denver. That's what the little D stands for, and most of them are just your average, run-of-the-mill coins. But every once in a while, a penny like this comes along that's so rare, it's worth more than a Lamborghini. Here's the kicker. This isn't some magic penny made of gold or diamonds. It's all about errors. The $2 million version has a rare minting error, double die, off-center strike, or even a unique planchet flaw. Basically, someone at the mint had a bad day, and now collectors are having the best day. How to spot this penny in your collection now? Before you start quitting your job and planning a trip to Hawaii, you've got to make sure your 2002 D penny is the real deal. Here's what to look for. The D mint mark. Check under the date. If it's there, congrats, you're on step 1. Minting errors. Look for weird things like double letters, a warped design, or anything that doesn't look quite right. Think of it as a penny with a personality. Condition matters. If your penny looks like it survived a zombie apocalypse, it probably won't fetch much. But a shiny, almost new one? That's where the money's at. Why $2 million? You're probably wondering, why would someone pay $2 million for a coin they can't even use to buy gum? Simple. Collectors love rarity. Coins like this are basically the holy grail of numismatics. They're scarce, unique, and come with a story, everything collectors drool over. Now, let me tell you about the time I almost made the biggest mistake of my life. Picture this. I was at a gas station, starving, and all I had was a handful of change. I grabbed a penny from my wallet, ready to toss it into the vending machine. But then, something caught my eye. The coin looked off. The letters were kind of doubled, and the edge wasn't perfect. I thought, maybe I should Google this later. Long story short, it wasn't the $2 million penny, but it was worth a cool $50. I mean, that's a lot of chips, right? Moral of the story, always check your change. That little extra effort could change your life, or at least pay for your snacks. So what's the takeaway here? That penny in your pocket might be worth a fortune. The 2002 D penny proves that treasure isn't buried in some faraway land. It's probably hiding in your couch cushions. If you're as obsessed with coins as I am, or just like the idea of making money out of thin air, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more tips, tricks, and stories about coins worth crazy money coming your way. And don't forget to drop a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're running to check your change right now. Let's hear those stories. Thanks for watching, and remember, in the world of coins, even the smallest treasure can make the biggest impact. We're diving into one of the most jaw-dropping stories about a penny, yes, a penny, worth a jaw-dropping $6 million. That's right, $6 million. It's like finding a hidden treasure in your change. So grab your magnifying glass, and let's break down why the 2006 D mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny could be your golden ticket to a serious payday. Alright, first things first. You might be thinking, what makes a 2006 D penny so special? I mean, it's just a penny, right? But here's where things get interesting. You see, in 2006, the US Mint produced millions of pennies, and most of them are, well, just pennies. But there's a rare variation of the 2006 D penny, a super rare one that makes collectors absolutely lose their minds. You're at a garage sale and you pick up a jar full of pennies for $1 or $2. You throw a couple in your change jar and forget about it. Fast forward a couple of years, and boom, out of nowhere, you stumble upon a 2006 D penny that's worth $6 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, it's real, and here's why. This penny has a double die error. What does that mean? In simple terms, it's a mistake that happened during the minting process. Double die errors are rare, and they happen when the die that stamps the design on the coin gets misaligned during production, causing the image to appear twice. This creates a doubling effect, especially noticeable on the Liberty and In God We Trust inscriptions. Now, I know what you're thinking. How am I supposed to spot this on my change? Don't worry, I've got your back. The doubling is super subtle, but once you know what to look for, it's like unlocking a cheat code in a video game. If you find one, your penny could skyrocket in value. It's worth taking a second look at those pennies you've been tossing around, right? But wait, here's the twist. This specific 2006 D penny wasn't just any random coin. It was graded and certified by experts at the highest level, meaning it wasn't just a maybe worth a few bucks find. This penny went under the microscope, received top marks, and got that coveted MS-67 grade. So, it's not just a regular 2006 D penny with a little extra flair. It's a certified treasure. That's why it sold for $6 million at auction. Yep, you heard that right, $6 million. Now, I'm not saying you're going to pull out a $6 million penny from your jar tomorrow, but hey, you never know. I once found a 1955 penny in my dad's drawer that looked like it had been through a hurricane, and I thought it was worthless. Guess what? It turned out to be a valuable error coin. So yeah, don't toss out that change too quickly. Now, I know you're probably running to your coin jar, checking every 2060 penny you've got. But remember, not every penny is going to make you a millionaire. However, there are plenty of rare coins out there just waiting to be discovered. And a lot of them aren't nearly as obvious as the 2006 Double D, so here's the deal. If you want more tips, tricks, and insider secrets on coins that could be worth a lot of money, hit that subscribe button. Seriously, it's like getting a treasure map to hidden coins. You don't want to miss it. And if you find something cool, drop a comment and let me know. I love hearing about those coin hunting wins.